And I want to start with an interesting creation. The devil himself, Shaitan, Iblis. All those years of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all those years of prostration, all those years of raising in his rank and adoring his Lord. What happened to all of that? Where did it go? Is there not a single ounce of that left in him? What happened to him? His hatred for Adam alayhi salam consumed him to a point that the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is no longer there. It removed it from him. And you might know exactly what that feels like in a more minor sense. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. When you hate someone so much that you're always thinking about them. They fill your heart. They even take up your du'as. You're making du'a for your akhirah, you're making du'a for your hereafter, and if you make du'a and they come into your du'a, then suddenly you feel your sincerity gush in your du'a because of how much you want pain for that person or bad for that person. That is significant. That your anger towards someone, your hatred towards someone has become a greater distraction than any desire that you have. So while shirk invalidates deen, shahna, which is usually born out of hasad, shaves the deen. It shaves off the religion of a person. So subhanAllah, you find that Imam al-Jawzi rahimahullah mentions three things. He said the first symptom of it is that you get upset when you see them do well. You get upset in their pleasure. Something good happens to them of this world, it boils you on the inside. Something bad happens to them, it actually brings you joy. It's a sickness, right? Second thing that they mention, that you seek out their flaws. That you want them so badly to fail that you go out and you're looking. Let me find where I can cause failure. Let me find the flaws. Tatabbu' al-awrat. And the Prophet ﷺ mentions that whoever seeks out the awrat of their brother, the flaws of their brother or sister, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will seek out theirs. And the third thing is that there is no notion of reconciliation or islah with that person whatsoever. Meaning what? It's either me or him. Either I'm going to die in this battle or he's going to die in this battle. And so we know from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is that we fast on Mondays and Thursdays if we can. And the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that the deeds are presented to Allah on Mondays and Thursdays, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives and accepts except for two people that have such enmity with each other that they are not talking to each other. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَنظِرُوا هَذَيْنِ حَتَّى يَصْطَلِحَا. Leave these two until they reconcile amongst themselves. If the Prophet ﷺ is saying, your deeds are not presented to Allah for boycotting your brother, what about people boycotting their moms? SubhanAllah, I can't even get it through my mind. Someone told me this yesterday. I have not talked to my mom for 5 years. What is wrong with you? Why? They don't talk to their parents. I'm going to boycott my spouse, boycott my parents, boycott my siblings, boycott. Imagine the gravity of that. But the hatred makes you irrational and unreasonable, and it dominates you, and it deprives you of the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How is Allah going to look at a person in Ramadan who mistreats their parents, mistreats their spouses, their siblings, their children? So sometimes the hatred overcomes us to where we're missing out on the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we don't even have space for it in our hearts or our minds anymore. Nor do we have any space for it in the heavens when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allots His rewards and apportions His rewards and His forgiveness. What do you hold in your heart towards your brothers and sisters? And what is that doing to your hearts? And we know, subhanAllah, sometimes dealing with the Creator is easier than dealing with the creation, right? In fact, that's usually the case. Seek forgiveness from Allah. I made a mistake, I seek forgiveness from Allah. When it's with people, you know what you're really showing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That you are willing to take your ego and let it be stepped on. Go ahead and step on it, because I want the pleasure from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to descend upon me through the heavens. Go ahead. You put it down for Allah, Allah raises you. Just like when you do sajda today, every time you prostrate, Allah elevates your position. You tell Allah, you show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, I'm willing to forgive. Why? Because I want to be forgiven. The month of forgiveness is coming, then I need to forgive. I need to empty out my heart. I need to get this out of my mind. I need to clear space, because we only have a limited time in this world, and we only have a limited space in here, dear brothers and sisters. Occupy it. Occupy it with the love of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam.